Today we're going to tackle Wolverhampton Wanderers, but with a little bit of a twist.
Yeah.
Now, quite recently, everybody and their dog knows that this is basically Portugal Wolves, isn't it? Because they're signing Portuguese players, they're signing Portuguese managers. Yeah, there's a big link there. So today we're restricting ourselves to players that are only from Portugal.
Be interesting.
Definitely. Definitely gives us a bit of a limitation to see if we can build on this. And it gives us, obviously they got a big spine. I'm not saying that every single player in this team by the end of it will all be Portuguese, because in the Premier League it's not possible with the homegrown thing that you have to have.
Yeah.
But I would like to think that we can field a full 11 of Portuguese players at some point, so we'll see how we do with that. So obviously Wolves, a massive history. They were once one of the best clubs in England. They have 3 English titles to their name and 4 FA Cups. Quite a big club, an old club as well. I absolutely love Molineux as well. One of my favourite British stadiums.
I'm surprised how long they've been there. It's been since
1889 as it says down here, the year built. I'm actually surprised that it's only a 30-seater capacity.
Yeah.
It looks and sounds a lot bigger.
Definitely sounds.
Definitely. One of the loudest crowds in the Premier League. So yeah, this is definitely a challenge, and this isn't a challenge that I spurred on the Patreon members to select, basically, when we were away in Benidorm. I completely forgot to post what team you guys want to see next, so it was really just a challenge that I wanted to do, but there are some Patreon polls ongoing right now for the next team. For instance, next week, you guys have selected Stuttgart, who look like they're about to be relegated, so a good choice there. Okay, let's crack on with this then, with this Wolves team. Obviously, there are certain Portuguese players in the squad right now, which is going to help us in our development. In fact, there's a lot of them. Look how many of them there are. We've got João Moutinho. He's coming towards the twilight end of his career. He's 34 years of age, but he's quality.
I do like him,
I remember when he was a youngster, a wonder kid on Football Manager. Yeah, that's how long I've been playing this game. Yeah, he was amazing. When he used to come through the sporting team there, I was shocked when he moved to Monaco. That's how I remember it. Obviously, the main man, I personally think, is Ruben Neves.
Yeah.
I remember when he was a youngster at Porto, and he captained the side when he was like 18, a player that I would love to have at Manchester United. I think he's quality, and on this game he gets better and better too. So that's kind of our midfield, the spine that we need to build the team around, but there are a lot of other players. Nelson Semedo, Chiquinho, who's quite good, Fabio Silva, the youngster up front, Pedro Neto. There's a lot of Portuguese players that we can base this team around. And of course, we've got the big man here, the Mexican, Raul Jimenez, up front. A good striker, he's 30 years of age now. But on this game, quality stuff.
I think he's been the same since his head injury?
It's a mental thing, isn't it?
I think it is, yeah.
I think it's a mental thing.
Is he, really?
It is a shame.
It's a shame because he was in real good form.
Oh, he hit good form. Yeah, he did hit good form. And I think like what Wolves have done without him, you've got to commend.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, they were lucky last year. Obviously, they lost Nuno and he went to Tottenham and fluffed that up. But taking on Lage now, or Lage, however they say it, Bruno Lage, the first half of the season, they're phenomenal. I remember when they played against United and I was like, who is supposed to be Man United here? They were dominating us. They look like a quality team. So they tailed off now, but I mainly think it's because they didn't really have a lot to play for and in the end. But I think, they've done exceptionally well this season with what they had. Now, the transfer window, we weren't given too much money to begin with, so I didn't really sign anybody, as you can see. So what I've basically done is I've treated this first part of the season as what can we do with our team that we have got. And if we take a look, we've got Ruben Vinagre, who's actually leaving, and he goes to Sporting Lisbon. Oh, not allowed to say that.
No.
He goes to Sporting.
Yes.
It's just a thing, isn't it, in the UK?
The English people do know him as Sporting Lisbon, do they?
But apologies.
If you like when we've done the Sporting one, you've got us call them Sporting.
Yeah.
Like, fans don't like it.
So actually, you're losing a Portuguese player, Sim, which is not on. That's not up to the task. So, right, okay. So anyway, what we're doing is playing this tactic. This is the tactic that we are running. It's a basic 4-3-3, and the fundamentals of it, we're using the strength of our midfield with Neves and Moutinho's creativity in there. We've got Trincao and Podence on the left. Very good. I haven't selected a team. This is basically what I've been playing in the last game, and basically shows what we're working with as probably our best 11, really, with a couple of others who might be mixed in and around there. We do have a few injuries as well, the likes of Pedro Neto out for 5 to 6 months, and Johnny is out for 4 to 5 months.
That's so,
yeah, Johnny's a really good player. A lot of protection at the back is Johnny. Yeah. So, how many times have I used that joke?
So many times.
So many times.
I still laugh at it as well.
Yeah, I never gets over, does it? So, schedule-wise, then we can see the results. It's not been great, especially in the Premier League.
Not been good at all, is it?
No. We had a 1-1 draw with Norwich. That's definitely a result you don't want. Timo Pukki scored right after we scored. Newcastle, they scored in the 92nd minute and in the 86th minute for Callum Wilson. Very disappointing. And Everton, they scored in the 90th minute and the 92nd minute.
Wow.
So we've just had extremely bad luck. Fitness, yeah. Defensive, frailties.
Yeah, concentration.
Concentration at the end, absolutely, because things like that result there.
To lose 2 games when we're in front in the last couple of minutes is bad, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the opposite to the Fergie effect, isn't it?
Yeah.
We did beat Shrewsbury 2-1, though. Well, big result, big result. So, yeah, it's not looking promising to begin with, and we do find ourselves right down in the relegation zone with 1 point there. Things need to change.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Right, okay, let's simulate this first season. So the first season, we finished in 12th place. Mid-table. Yeah, that's what I'd hoped to have got in that first season before we start building, really. Southampton going down.
Top 2 teams is where you expected them to be.
Yeah, Leeds, though, in 3rd.
Yeah.
Is a weird one, isn't it?
Especially
they always seem to do well.
Leeds are now, don't we?
Yeah, they always seem to do really well on Football Manager. It's a very peculiar thing. But yeah, we find ourselves in 12th place, in and around Newcastle, Everton, Villa down there. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay for now, anyway. So, other competitions then. I'd like to get a nice cup run under our belt at some point during this.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Well, no. Not this season.
Everton.
4th round of the FA Cup by Everton. 3rd round of the Carabao Cup by Queen's Park Rangers.
That's a bad result.
That is a bad result.
Yeah.
Squad-wise then, we'll go straight into it. We had 23 goals from Raul Jimenez. He's been our talisman this year. But other than that, no other goals above 10. And that is, I think, our big problem.
Yeah.
We've got 12 assists there from João Moutinho, who I think is a set-piece taker, so it's no surprise that Raul Jimenez has probably been carrying the goals through set pieces and headers and stuff like that. Something that he's really good at, to be fair. Big, strong guy in the air. Yeah, it's disappointing. It's a disappointing season.
You can't win a game if you don't score, can you?
No, absolutely.
It's a problem, isn't it?
Average rating, though, if you take a look, there are a few Portuguese players in and around there. We need to keep hold of them, especially when you got the likes of Ruben Neves in your team, who always seems to be picked up very soon. But we don't have anybody wanted other than Raul Jimenez, and he's wanted by Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, really? Would you take Raul Jimenez at Tottenham in real life? You would?
Yeah.
To partner Harry Kane or to replace him?
Definitely not to replace him. We've got to keep Harry, haven't we?
Yeah.
We need a bigger squad.
Yeah.
If we got players injured, Harry Kane, if he's injured, we're struggling.
Yeah, I mean,
Song helps you out, but if you don't give him the ball, or supply him the ball, you're struggling, and we do struggle without Harry Kane, I think. So we could do with players like him being in the squad. We need a bigger squad.
Yeah.
Man City squad is 2 teams. Liverpool squad, 2 teams.
Yeah.
Look where they are in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're right. Okay, then we'll go forward to the second season. We've got a transfer budget of around about £60 million, but we need to play around that wage budget. So I'd say about £45 million. We should have enough for a few players there with the wage budget. Well, you got what you wanted. Raul Jimenez has gone to Tottenham Hotspur. 30. Well, I was okay with it. 31 years of age, and you paid £45 million for him. I mean, he did get 19 Premier League goals, and he's got 4 in 4 so far this season. But I could not turn down £45 million for a 31-year-old when we're only allowed to sign Portuguese players, and I know exactly who I wanted. So I think for both parties,
good deal for both everybody in it. Really.
Absolutely.
Spurs are going to win the league now.
Yeah, really? You think? I would absolutely cry with laughter if we finish above Tottenham. But okay, we've only allowed to sign Portuguese players then. Who have we brought in? Well, let's start off then. We've brought in the replacement Vitinha. We've seen him before. He's a quality striker in this game. That aggression, that pace, really good finishing ability, and he's only 22 years of age. He comes from Braga and he has a release clause at the start of the game. We only paid £17 million for him, and he's also got 4 in 4.
Yeah, well done.
So that's not bad at all.
No.
A very good player to replace Raul Jimenez. And he has player traits like speak the offside trap, which I absolutely adore in this match.
He's going to win it because he's quick. So
very quick,
you've got to play to his strengths.
And with decent off the ball and anticipation. We also signed a centre-back. We mentioned how our defence was a little bit leaky, especially towards the end of games there. So Diogo Carras comes in. Now, we've picked him up. He's 23 years of age. He's a very good centre-back, I think, on this game. He's not world-class, but you're very limited when you can only buy from one country. And, of course, you're only Wolves, who are not in a European competition yet. So all of the best Portuguese players, they're not going to want to come to you right now. £10 million is what we paid for him. We've got him from Porto there. He's been playing in the Portuguese Premier League on loan. He's done okay. And so far, he's actually had 3 starts. And he's done all right for us in the Premier League, so he's adapted well.
Good, yeah.
We've also signed this lad from Porto, so a youngster, Conceição, Francisco, we'll call him.
Yeah.
His dad is actually the manager of Porto.
All right.
So he was like, yeah, you can go. If you sold me, I'd be furious.
Then you're going to look at it 2 ways, don't you? You want the best for your son, don't you? And the Premier League, you don't get any better, do you?
Yeah.
So if someone from the Premier League comes for you, and there's a lot of Portuguese players in that, you're going to go on, boy. Go and do your
I'd
business.
still be so annoyed that you wouldn't want me to play for you. I would still be so annoyed. So we paid £18 million. I want to check whether it's still his dad there. Yeah, it is still his dad there. So he was more than happy to let him go. Obviously, he's a Portuguese legend as well, a great player in his day. But he was happy to let him go. He played 4 games last season as well and scored 2. So I'd be furious. Like, you give me 4 opportunities, 1 from the bench, and I got you 2 goals, and you're like, yeah, go on, off your trot.
18 million though. He needed the 18 million.
Yeah, he probably did. Replaced him with somebody else. Hugo Felix, who was João Felix's brother.
All right.
So, very good player, 18 years of age. We've sent him back on loan, though, to Famalicão, who we have a link with, and like an affiliate link, so that he can get some game time, because as you probably guessed, work permit issues, we always have them in the Premier League. But he's a quality player, and I think for the price that we paid of just £2.5 million, I think that's a good deal to for the future.
Yeah.
For the future. He's a young lad. Andre Horta, though. Now, everybody who's played Football Manager has probably either signed Andre Horta or his brother from Braga at some point in the last few years. They're both really good. He plays in centre mid, but he also plays in behind the striker. Great technically, got decent physicals as well, and not bad mentals. That vision, of course, being the highlight there. He's 25, so he's reaching his prime now. £12 million from Braga. Last season, 9 goals and 2 assists. Yeah. Not bad at all. So whether this team can do something for us, we have signed a talisman after that in Nuno Santos. He plays on the right, he plays on the left from Sporting. A very tricky winger. Got good acceleration, agility and balance. And we're obviously picking him up from Sporting for £22 million. He scored 3 and got 2 assists last season, so not great, but they made a massive profit on him. But I think attribute-wise, we can get the best out of him using the formation that we've got. And we've got, obviously, we've mentioned a couple of wingers that we already have. We lost Trincao this season because he goes back to Barcelona on loan. Now we've brought in Nuno Santos instead. So I think that's a good replacement.
A couple of good signings.
Yeah, but we just had to spend a little bit of money. We also obviously lost Vinagre, which we knew about, but Patrick Catrone left for $5 million. Totti left for $4.3 million. So we built up a bit of a bank balance there, which left us with £14 million and a good enough wage budget when we got to the end of the season. Well, the end of the summer transfer window. But before we go and have a look at how we've done in the tactics in the preseason, today's video is sponsored by Yours app. Yes, I have partnered with Yours app. Yours focuses on a wide range of self-care treatments, whether that be mental or physical health. The physical health can be dealt with through the yoga classes that I have 100% been getting myself into because of my wrestling training. It really helps. Physically, the stretching, it also brings your mood a lot calmer. I like yoga. Maybe it's not you though, maybe it's your children who are struggling to sleep. Yours app has solutions for this too. And Yours app is a freemium project, which means although the app is free, you get a 7-day free trial with my partnership. You can actually save 60% on a yearly subscription when you use my link down in the description, or you use my code OMEGA. So if you want to use the benefits of the premium product, you can for a very cheap cost using my code. One of the things that I absolutely love is the mood checker. You select how you are feeling that day. Maybe you're feeling a little down or stressed at work, and Yours will then process how you feel and show the results and advice on different things on the app, which will help improve the way you feel. It's honestly the thing that I've used the most since I've had the app. and I tend to be laying in bed listening to one of the 50 sleep stories to help take my mind off YouTube and catch some Z's. So if you'd like to give Yours app a try, like I mentioned before, at the top of the description there is a link directly to it and in the pinned comment section, or you can use my code OMEGA and get yourself 60% off. That is a yearly subscription as well, so make sure you're looking after yourself. Mental Health Awareness Week was last week. I hope you're all looking after yourselves, and if you are feeling a little bit down, maybe try downloading Yours app and see if they can help you like they've helped me in the past. Thank you very much for the partnership, Yours app. Right, back to the video. We're going to stick with the 4-3-3, but I have changed a couple of roles around because I think, like we've seen in the last one, it wasn't quite good enough. No. So we've got a roaming playmaker now instead of a deep line playmaker. We've got a poacher instead of an advanced forward or whatever it was up there because Vitinha's a very different type of striker. And I think moving Horta into a guaranteed position there, then we should have João Moutinho on one side, Ruben Neves in the middle there. That's 3 great Portuguese midfielders in there. They're going to have a great understanding and a great workmanship between the 3. So, yeah, I mean, I'd like to think this season we can definitely finish in the top half and maybe go for one of these cups. I mean, 4-time FA Cup winner, 2-time Carabao Cup winner. I'd like to think we can add to that.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
So the schedule then, we started off the season with a 2-1 win against Leicester. Vitinha scored a brace. Patson Daka also got one as well.
Not a bad start.
No, we beat Peterborough away from home 2-0 in the Carabao Cup.
That's a good win.
That's a great win.
Yeah, definitely.
Johnny comes back, 1-0 win. Nice.
Next 2 games.
You can understand.
Yeah. And they were close games by the looks of it as well.
Yeah, Mohamed Salah got a brace, 58th minute there. He scored to make it 2-1 at Molineux. And then in the 93rd minute and the 89th and the 80th with an Erling Haaland team, which... How funny is that? Because that's now coming. That's just happened.
Yeah, just happened. Yeah.
As we recorded that.
So he's already there.
By the way, what's the point in the Premier League next season? They scored the most goals already, and they didn't even have a striker who scored more. Well, Kevin De Bruyne has just scored 4 the night before we're recording this, and he is now City's top scorer with what, 13
or 14 goals. Yeah, I think it was 14 now with the 4th goal that he scored.
Top scorer this season
for Man City,
and he's only got 13.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
And they scored 90 plus goals, 94 I think it was.
And next season they're going to have him.
Yeah, so, and it was against Wolves.
He's going to be a 20 goal striker.
Minimum.
Got to be, any
minimum
with the service that they're going to give him.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching yesterday and Kevin De Bruyne played a ball to Raheem Sterling and the commentator went, "Oh, you don't see that very often, Kevin De Bruyne misplacing a pass." And I thought, no, it's because Raheem Sterling can't control anything.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But you've got Erling Haaland, who's quick and powerful, and with those long legs, he's getting to that.
What about the hat-trick goal, the left foot where he's cut in and gone across?
Unbelievable. That's his weak foot.
Yeah, and he hit it and it went like a rocket into that corner. You could hear it, the way they hit the net at the back of the goal. It was a poof.
Yeah.
And the keeper didn't stand a chance.
No, you feel sorry for the Wolves.
And they interviewed him after the game and he said, what was your favourite goal? And that was his favourite goal. He said, I hit it sweet.
Yeah.
He said it just shot him like a rocket.
Yeah.
What a goal.
I felt sorry for Wolves. As much as I wanted City to win because I don't want Liverpool to win the league, I felt sorry for Wolves because they pulled one back.
Yeah.
And it was like, come on, let's do it. And then De Bruyne just shows up and gets a couple of quick fire goals. And it's
that's why he's the best midfielder in the league.
Yeah, easily.
By a long way as well.
In behind Bruno Fernandes. I'm glad you agree. So, the start of this season then, we're not looking too bad. I would say that's a successful start of the season. We're in 9th place, despite obviously the 2 results against the 2 big teams. We're okay going forward this season. So let's simulate it and find out how we've got on. So the second season then, we've got European football next year. We're in 7th place.
Hey, look at Spurs, look at Spurs though.
Yeah, that's
Get
right.
in.
Yeah. He also scored 23 goals this season in the Premier League.
There you go.
So,
and who come first?
Yeah, 37. It's just outstanding.
And
they didn't even win the league. And they had the highest average rating for 3 of their players.
10 points clear as well, Liverpool. What a season.
What a season they had.
That's brilliant for us though. We're back into Europe.
Yeah, 58 points is a good tally as well.
Talking about Europe though, a little bit of a fact here.
Okay.
Wolves and my team Spurs played in the first UEFA Cup final to involve 2 teams from the same country.
Oh, right. When was that then?
1972 it was.
Right, okay.
And Spurs won 3-2 on aggregate. It was over 2 legs.
Yeah, that's what they used to do, didn't they?
Yeah.
Did they play at both stadiums then?
Yes, they did, yeah.
Right, okay.
So they were the first I mean, that's a bit of history as well, isn't it? Being the first time they play in a final with 2 teams in the same country.
Yeah, I think we've mentioned that before, because I think you've mentioned not the fact that they played from the same country, but I think you've mentioned when Spurs won it in that year, whether it's off camera or on camera. But I remember you saying that it was against Wolves. But because they don't really have a lot of history in Europe.
Another little fact, but do with Europe as well. They reckon that Wolves are the reason why the European Cup was started, because in 1953 to 1956, Wolves were one of the first English teams to have floodlights fitted.
Right, okay.
So what they used to do to make a bit of money and make it a bit of interest, they used to invite overseas teams, the top teams from overseas, to play in friendlies and get it televised.
Yeah.
And then someone thought, why don't we do this all the time and make a competition of it? So they reckon that's why Wolves have made the European Cup.
Yeah, because if you look at the first division wins that they had, they were in the 50s. So obviously they were probably the best team in England during the 50s. 58 and 59, I think the European Cup had started by then, so they were taking part in it.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, isn't it? You just think, like, if only that could have been 20 years later when the European Cup was a little bit more prominent and Real Madrid weren't so dominant for the first, 6 or 7 years or whatever it was, 5-6 years. You just think, I wonder if Wolves would ever have done like an Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Because obviously their rivals, Villa, when they won the league, they also went on and won the European Cup, and that was Nottingham Forest as well. Because in those dominant times for England,
teams around that area as well.
I think it was like 7 years an English team won the European Cup. But at that point, there were just a lot stronger teams. So it is all about timing, I guess, in those years, because they were very dominant. Because they won the 1960 FA Cup as well. Fortunately, that's the last time that they've won one. 1980 Carabao Cup, but League Cup is a bit of a Mickey Mouse trophy every now and then. People take the mick out of it, didn't they? Like, I don't count it this year because Liverpool won it. So if United win it, it's a great trophy for me. If Spurs win it, it's a miracle. So other competitions then. Did we win any of these trophies? Probably not, because we've already seen that they didn't. So 5th round by Tottenham Hotspur.
Oh well.
Quarter-final by Arsenal, so the 2 North London clubs have knocked us out. But it's all about next season now.
Definitely,
We're in the EC2. It's a good competition for us.
Yeah, it's a European competition. We're going to attract different players then.
Absolutely.
Players are interested in coming to us then for...
Yeah. So, goals-wise then, we signed Vitinha for a reason. He got 32 out of 45 games. So that's good.
Yeah.
Jean Moutinho also chipped in with 12 and 17 assists. However, he is leaving us now. He's going to Real Sociedad. But he is coming up to 36. Well, he is 36.
That's fair
coming
enough,
up to 37.
Good serviceman to Wolves. So
yeah, still a quality player. I would have liked to have kept him on, but he did not want to sign a new deal.
Probably a bit hard for a player that age then.
Yes, I would say so. Unless you are the elite athlete like the Ronaldo, like the Zlatans that we have seen. Some of the even like some of the Chelsea players, Thiago Silva right now, big professional players who are
just come into our league and just played so well, and he
doesn't look like he's aged at all, does he? No. So 17 assists from Jean Moutinho, 13 from Andre Horta, 12 from Adama Traore, who's back, by the way. We forgot to mention him coming back from Barcelona. They never secured that deal. Nelson Semedo at right back also got 10 assists this season. It's not a bad season.
No.
It's not a bad season. Adama Traore is now worth about £16 million. He's not wanted, but I tell you what, I'm going to try and get rid of him.
Yeah.
Because that is a lot of money for a not so much of a great player, in my opinion.
He's one of those players, Spurs were linked with him before he went on loan to Barcelona, and I thought, do we really want him?
Yeah.
He's good on the ball. He gets the ball and he knocks players off, but his final
product
is always lacking, isn't it? He gets in that position and you think, no, and he don't, and it all up in the air, all across there, and I didn't want him in the end, and I was glad that Barcelona stepped in and took him, because I thought Spurs were going to sign him.
He's been better at Barcelona. He has got a couple of assists at Barcelona, a couple of goals, but it's a case of, Xavi's training, obviously, he must have been like, we need to work on your crossing because it's awful.
Yeah.
But also the players he's playing with, he's going to get more chances, isn't he?
In the league, he's going to get more chances. It's an easier league. You're only playing 2 or 3 teams that are quite capable of beating you.
Yes.
The rest of the time, you should be beating these teams 3 or 4-0.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, maybe I will be looking to offload him. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the squad that we've got. We just need a couple of additions. We have £75 million to make those additions. That's a great sum of cash. And look who bought him! Oh, this is hilarious.
All right, I've just been saying we didn't want to sign him.
Exactly. It's amazing what happens, isn't it? So now you have Raul Jimenez and Adama Traore. People are going to start calling you Tottenham.
Yeah.
To Wolves. So, yeah, I mean, £45 million, another 90 million pounds for Raul Jimenez and Adama Traore.
Right. I've got to take that, and it's on the chin.
Brilliant. Okay, we'll take that.
We won't win the league this time.
No, but that gives us a huge sum of money to spend this season, and we started off bringing in a young Benfica centre midfielder with a great set of attributes on this game, especially behind the scenes. 18 years of age, Rafael Luiz. We've loaned him back out because of work permit issues, but £3.3 million, it's just not even a risk, is it? No. Knowing how good he actually is already anyway, and knowing that he has a fantastic potential with a model citizen personality, he's one of the best wonder kids on the game for those hidden attributes, so that's a great player to bring in. However, look who we brought back. I mean, we've only just sold him. Ruben Vinagre.
He missed us.
He came back. We sold him to Sporting for £8.5 million. Then we brought him back for 11.5, and he only actually played 5 games.
Yeah.
But what I'm thinking with this is there are not a lot of good left backs from Portugal. And if I want to do this where I can fulfill a full 11 with Portuguese players, then I need to be bringing him back.
Yeah.
Because, the options aren't going to be there. So he joins us. He's not the best left back in our club. Johnny definitely is, but he's Portuguese, Johnny Spanish. That's what I need to think about. Now, we have spent quite big on other positions though. We'll start off with a striker option, Beto. Now, I've never heard of this guy. He's phenomenal. His attributes are unbelievable.
Yeah.
He's pacey, he's strong, agile.
Work rate as well is good as well.
Very good work rate, but he's 6'4" and he can head a ball and he can finish. This is a better version than Raul Jimenez because he's quicker and he's Portuguese. Only 25 years of age as well. From Udinese, he scored 19 in 38 games for a Udinese team in Serie A.
That is good.
That is very good. He's got 1 in 2 so far, and we only spent £21 million on him. Again, I've never heard of him, so the fact that I'm only just discovering this player now, I'm shocked with.
Yeah.
But he's phenomenal. So really happy with that signing. Now, the other ones are not more known. Domingos Duarte. He's another centre-back, so now we have both centre-backs that we can field being Portuguese.
And the left-back as well.
Yeah, so he is 6'3", very towering figure, good attributes there, £29 million from Granada, again, come from the Sporting team. I reckon we could field a full 11 that used to play for Sporting at this point, because wait till you see the next signing. We've actually just plucked him straight from Sporting. It's Pedro Gonçalves, one of the best centre-attacking midfielders on the game, arguably, to be fair, in the top European leagues as well, and he's only 25. He's a very good player, and he used to play for us. We had him on a free transfer, and we sold him for £5.75 million. We brought him back for 41.
And he started well.
Very good. 2 goals in 2 games for a midfield player.
Look at his average rating as well.
Yeah, 7.6 is a very high average rating. So this is the signings that we have brought in. We've loaned out. Oh, by the way, we've got a new affiliate club.
Hey.
It's Plymouth Argyle.
Get in.
So we're sending some players out there. Young Sang Bin being one of them. One of my favourite strikers. Yeah. So hopefully we can bring them up the league. So we'd love to see him in the Premier League just through loaning players out to them, wouldn't it? But we have changed the tactic, Dad, and I think for a very good reason. So we're going to go now to a 4-2-3-1. We've now got Gonçalves there. He's a quality player. We can rely on our 2 centre midfielders that we have brought in, Ruben Neves and of course Andre Horta and whoever else plays in that role in that midfield to sort of solidify and be a less of a threat defensively when we've got Gonçalves and then give him the license to go and attack and support the strikers. Now, of course, we're in Europe as well, and we want to dominate that competition. Conceição is going to go on the right-hand side as many games as possible. Vinagre is going to go on the left, and I am pretty sure at this point I can field a full Portuguese team. There we have it. It only took me 3 seasons. Well, 2 seasons really in 3 transfer windows, but there is a full Portuguese 11 playing in the Premier League at Wolves.
That's a first, isn't it?
That is got to be a first, 100%.
We're probably the second team to probably just enter a team without an English player, second or third. I know Arsenal was one of them.
Was one,
I'm not sure if there is another one. There might be. It might have done. Because it's been a long time since Arsenal done it, haven't they? But I would say that's 100% first time.
Yeah.
All from the same country.
And I actually played these games in pre-season because I wanted to see whether I could do it.
Yeah.
And I played with this team exactly. And I've got to say, it started off phenomenally. 6-0 against Reading. I mean, that is absolutely huge result.
Yeah.
And we've got 6 different goal scorers, I'm pretty sure, as well.
Yeah.
But as you can see, every single player, they're all Portuguese. Instead of having Andre Horta, who was injured, we had Hugo Felix playing in that role, who is back and now has a work permit. But every single player there is Portuguese. And look at the average ratings.
Yeah.
Every single one of them is above a 7.2. So they actually play really well with each other, dominating Reading in their return to the Premier League. Welcome to the Premier League. Get stuffed 6-0 at home. First game of the season. So we've actually played 2 games as well in the European Cup. The qualifying path, we beat Bodo Glimt 3-0 away and then lost 2-0, well 3-2 at home. So we're still qualifying, which is fine. And we only played one other Premier League game, which was Leeds. We lost 3-2. Just a bad result. Johnny got himself sent off, not protecting the back line. So only a 99% chance that he will be protecting the defence. So the Euro Cup 2, this is our group. I'd like to think that we should top this group. PSV is going to be a tricky game, but I still like to think that we can do it. We got a team from Latvia there and a Danish team.
It'd have been even better if we had like Sporting or...
It would have been hilarious, wouldn't it? I really hope at one point we play against a Portuguese team and they go, what the... and we all just come out as Portuguese. Right, so the national anthem, we just sing it.
Oh, yeah.
It would be hilarious. I like the Portuguese national anthem too, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so far we're 9th in the Premier League. We only played 2 games. Let's simulate this 3rd season. So the 3rd season, we are 9th place.
We've won something, haven't we?
I think we might have.
We've won
There's
something.
an EC there, which
We've
means
won
we have
something.
qualified for the Europa League. Beto has scored 29 goals, but Erling Haaland managed to get 43. And yet they still finished 3rd. It's hilarious. But yeah, you're right, Dad. There's a reason why there is an EC next to our name. And maybe a reason why our league form wasn't as good, despite us actually finishing 2 positions less and get 2 points more.
We were still close though to Chelsea. We were 5 points to, drift of them. So
2 points more than what we had last season, but we finished two positions less. It's funny how the Premier League works like that. But let's see what we have won. We are the winners of the EC2.
Get in.
Nice.
First European Cup.
5-1 against Manchester United. I bet Bruno Fernandes is going, can I come across?
Yeah.
So
she can.
He didn't actually play. Oh, he did play in the game. He played quite well in the game. They actually had Ronaldo playing, Rashford, Zaniolo. Martin Odegaard is playing for Manchester United, which is a weird deal.
Yeah.
A very good team. Salamiekis is there as well, but we absolutely dominated them. Pedro Gonçalves got 2. Beto got 3. He got himself a hat-trick.
Brilliant.
What a season he must have had because we scored 5 goals. We had the same amount of shots and shots on target as what they did. They had a very similar XG, but our goalkeeper got a 7.5. What a keeper that is, Jose Sa. I actually quite like him, to be fair.
Yeah.
I thought when they lost their goalkeeper from last season, the one that went to Roma with Jose Mourinho, I thought, that's going to be a shame.
Yeah.
But then they went and signed Jose Sa, and he has been really good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've been buzzing with that. But 5-1, what a result that is. We won't check the other competitions because, yet again, Tottenham Hotspur knocked us out. Let's take a look at the goals then, because 56 goals in only 46 games is Beto.
So we had a really good European.
He had an unbelievable season.
Yeah.
We can see what the goals were coming from. In the Premier League, he had 29 goals, but in the Euro Cup 2, he scored 26 in 15.
We must have been winning the games quite easily then.
Yeah, I mean, we can take a look at the results if you like and see who we beat along the way. So yeah, as we probably predicted, the group stage we dominated.
5-1 and 6-1.
5-1.
And
5-1
6-1
at home. 6-1 away. Yeah, Beto got himself a hat-trick there. So, 7-1 against Riga. Not bad when we travelled to Latvia. We only lost 1, and that was away to the Danish team, but we had already qualified easily at that point. Mind, you lose 2-1 in the first leg. You think, this is going to be a difficult one. We also had a player sent off. Bang, we beat them 6-1. And we had a player sent off in the 8th minute. Beto got 4. Imagine that going down. You think, ideal, this is going to be an easy game.
Yeah.
We're 1-0 up. We're on the obviously aggregate. We're 1 goal up. They've just had a player sent off, and then Beto scores 4.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Sparta Prague. There was a close one here because we beat them 2-0.
That is an hard game actually.
Yeah, and then 2-1 when we went there. Copenhagen 3-2 when we went there. 2-0 when we come home, but 5-1 in the final, obviously, which was played at PSG Stadium. Great result across the season. Something to build on for next season in the Europa League now. Now, I know I mentioned how I don't really want to sell Portuguese players. However, Fabio Silva kicked up a bit of a fuss because we haven't been using him. Now, he does have a great potential on the game, but the times that I did play him, He didn't do that well.
Yeah.
And it's because of it. I don't know whether it is because of the player trait, but I hate that player trait.
Yeah.
It's one of those player traits that people who play a lot of PvP, Football Manager, always say, don't go for Sergio Aguero, he comes deep to get the ball.
Yeah.
So every time you try and break the offside trap, he's nowhere to be seen. And I think that's one of the main problems with Fabio Silva. Yes, he has great potential and sometimes his attributes are amazing. He has that bad player trait though. Now, he's sold into Olympiacos for a low cost of £14.5 million, despite paying £35 million for him originally. But I mean, we've got Beto who's scoring like 50 plus goals. And Chiquinho
as... not going to change that,
yeah, not Chiquinho, sorry. We've got the other striker that we signed the season before. So I don't mind letting him go. We did sign Gelson Martinez on a free, or Martins on a free from Monaco. We used him in the Monaco rebuild briefly. A free transfer, not going to complain about that. 29 now in the twilight of his career almost. But that's a free transfer. No, we need backups on the wings for sure. Now, we did sign one big player this season. £52 million bringing Renato Sanchez. That's an unbelievable signing. Yes. Do you remember when we played in the Euros and everybody was talking about this kid?
Yeah.
And they went on and won the Euros, of course, with him. And he signed for Bayern Munich that season because he was about to sign for Man United. Then Bayern Munich come in and I was gutted. Yeah. Because he's exactly what somebody like Man United would need right now. He's a busy player.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
He is a busy player.
17, you know, that's up there, isn't it?
That aggression of 17, meaning he's buzzing around the pitch, doesn't give you any space. A great natural fitness, a great stamina. So him alongside a very calm and casual, very James Bond-like Ruben Neves, isn't he? Because that's the type of player he is. Yeah. All about skill and technique. I mean, the way he strikes a ball, Ruben Neves. Yeah. He scored some corkers, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
Putting these two next to each other, that's a combination of dreams.
We've only got better, haven't we?
Yeah. £52 million is a lot of money, but we're getting him from Lille and he's been playing very well there. Over 7 average rate in the last 3 seasons.
We're not trying to buy 3 or 4 players now, so you can afford to spend a lot on 1 or 2 players.
That's it, yeah. And of course, we're very limited to the pool of players that we can buy from. So tactically then, we're sticking with what we had last season. I think we need to. The only positions we're sticking in is Sal, who's been improving every single season, getting very good. That 20 flair is just very good. Yeah. Very skillful player. And Vinagre at left back, because of course Johnny is arguably a better left back, so it kind of guarantees that he plays every single game. But I think the rest of the team, we can kind of let our assistant manager do the business and see what happens. Schedule wise then, it's been a lot better start to the season. 5-1 victory against Leeds, very good start. Sal got himself a brace. Pedro Gonçalves also got one. Ruben Neves got a brace. A 3-2 victory away to Norwich. Beto getting 2. Nuno Santos scoring the winner in the 86th minute after they equalised in the 82nd. And then a 1-1 draw to Everton with your mate, Dele Alli, scoring in the 6th minute, and we scored in the 81st.
I was even... What's rare? There's 2 rare things there. One that he scored. The other one is he actually started.
Yeah. Now, if someone got injured on the 5th. So Euro Cup. This is our group stage. We play Bodo Glimt again. Yeah. Monaco, who've just stole one of their players, and Dundee United getting in there.
That's good for them.
Good result for Dundee United.
I'd be disappointed if we don't win that group.
Yeah, I would too. Monaco's going to be a tricky game. We've seen how good Monaco team can be. Every now and then they surprise everybody and win the Liga. So we don't ever know. But I agree with you. I'd like to win that.
Just talking about Wolves now, do you know you've got a little link to do with Wolves?
I do?
Yeah.
Is it something to do with Great Grandad?
No,
that was Villa, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. No, this link, they were founded in 1877, which was 10 years before the Football League started. Yeah. And so they're one of the first teams to join the Football League. So they were in 1888, the Football League was founded, and they were one of the teams that started that league. So they're big history. Yeah. But when they were founded in 1877, they were called St. Luke's FC.
Oh, really?
It was a church school football team. That's where they come from. Really, yeah. From this church, and it was St. Luke's.
Oh wow, that's quite a cool thing.
It's a little, only through name though.
Yeah.
When I read it, I thought that's brilliant. I've got to put that in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because they weren't even originally called Wolves either.
No,
were they?
No, but that's what the first name was. Yeah, and they were from Black'n'Hall. Yeah, cricket team. That's where they sort of combined with the cricket team, and then they broke away from the football team to go to their stadium,
Molineux,
which is I think in Dudley area really. Yeah, and that's where Grandad's from, the Dudley area.
Yeah, the Black Country. Yeah.
Long history with Wolves really for that. One of the first founded teams in the Football League.
Yeah, they've had a lot of players as well who have played for both Plymouth Argyle and Wolves.
Yeah.
So Sylvani Vanks-Blake,
Yeah.
we obviously signed him from, I can't remember whether he went to Wolves first and then came to us, then went back to Wolves, but I know that he went to Wolves after us, I think, at some point. But he was like a really good striker for us.
He done
and then he went to Wolves.
We had him,
Yeah, so yeah, there's been a few players like that, I think, who've gone in between the two clubs. But yeah, good start to the season though. Not bad at all. I'd like to think that we can now kind of push for those top 4 spots. Yeah. Okay. Let's simulate this season.
It's going to be hard because obviously you've still got Man City and Man United and Liverpool who are playing well.
Yes.
So we've got to get in amongst the teams underneath that, really, I think.
I mean, Spurs have done really well. They've knocked us out in a couple of competitions.
Yeah.
Arsenal are always good. Chelsea, we haven't even mentioned yet. No. It's very tricky to get into at least the top 6 when you are playing with a team out of the top 6. Yeah. Okay, let's simulate the season. But we managed to finish in 5th place. 5 points behind Chelsea, but 6 points above Arsenal and Tottenham. So we did finish above Tottenham. It just took us a couple of seasons to do it. Beto scored 34 goals in the league, and yet he was still 10 goals behind Erling Haaland.
And he still didn't win the league.
And he still hasn't won the league. It's unbelievable, the story that Erling Haaland has had since he's come to the Premier League. 7.84, but Beto got a better average rating.
Good.
Huge from him. Yeah. Nuno Santos got 22 assists, which was 8 more than Bruno Fernandes, and then 9 more than Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, it's good then, isn't it?
Yeah, so
we got the best midfielder in the country.
I think we have. Nuno Santos, what a winger. Yeah. So really good. Again, though, Bruno Fernandes better than Kevin De Bruyne, as you can see.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people are raging that I'm saying that. Stop saying that! Now, we all know there's a better midfielder at Manchester United anyway. His name is Scott McTominay.
No, God.
Oh God, it's so hilarious. Now, other competitions then. We have qualified for the Europa League there, so I don't think we have won the Europa League. We were knocked out of the quarterfinals by the team we defeated in the final last season,
they got their own back
Manchester United. We're still not getting anywhere near the other cups, but let's take a look then at our schedule in the Europa League. Yeah, it was a very tricky tie against Man United as well. We lost 5-4. What a game, by the way. At home, and then we got battered 4-1 when we went there. But they have improved their team by the looks of it, and we had Renato Sanchez sent off in the 57th minute.
I see our 2 games against Dundee were quite close as well, weren't they?
9-1 and what was it? 5-1. Yeah, welcome to the Europa League. Yeah. However, look what happened. Hey. We played Sporting. I really hope. I mean, we can actually see there was one English player in a team full. Oh, Johnny as well, who's obviously Spanish. But the rest of the team was, and we brought on a Portuguese player there as well. Yeah. The rest of the team was Portuguese. So we basically played.
Beto scored both goals there, so that's a Portugal player.
We basically played at least 10 Portuguese players against a Portuguese team and stuffed them 5-0 on aggregate. Because he also scored 3 in the other one.
Probably when the family come to watch the game, there was more our fans than there was them.
Probably was. I reckon they just mingled in the stadium. They're like, why not? So yeah, I mean, Beto scored all 5 goals in that tie. Yeah, unbelievable from him. But it's annoying that Manchester United knocked us out. But I still think getting to that point and getting eliminated by a team like Manchester United is not a bad thing considering they're finishing in the top 4.
Look at where they finished in the league, like you say.
Yeah.
So they were one of the teams above us. We got knocked out in the FA Cup by Liverpool, another team above us.
Yeah. So, it's only the big teams that are beating us right now. Arsenal actually lost in the final to Real Sociedad after extra time. So that's quite an interesting one there. But previously, it's been won by Chelsea, Milan, and Borussia Dortmund. So all of the big teams have been in it recently. But Beto is still the top scorer and the highest average rating. He is phenomenal right now. 52 goals in 42 appearances. Honestly, let me know down in the comments if you've ever used Beto. Yeah. Because this guy's phenomenal.
We got to remember this, haven't we? We got to pick him up again, haven't we?
100%. Yeah, got to pick him up in another rebuild in the future. By the way, we've been speaking about Patreon members and how, obviously, to let us know. Matt Ver, he's been letting me know how he's been doing in the Bayer Leverkusen one that has only just come out this week for us. It took him 5 seasons, but he finally won the Champions League.
Brilliant.
So Matt Ver, congratulations, sir.
Well done, my son.
Well done. He made some fantastic signings. He won the league a couple of times. He lost the league on the last game of the season because Bayern beat him in that final season. But Bayern didn't even win the league from that. Leipzig beat him, but he beat Bayern in the final of the Champions League.
So how many times did they come runners up now then? It was about 10,
exactly,
11 times.
They can no longer be called Bayern never losing. They have to change that name now. They've won something. So congratulations, Matt, for doing that. So goals-wise then, obviously Beto had a ton. Ruben Neves had 16 and 14 assists. I'm looking at this and going, Matt's probably watching this now going, please keep Beto. Please keep Beto. Because he tries every week now. He goes for every single one. Pedro Gonçalves with 13 and 11 assists. Not a bad season for him as well. And the Portuguese winger, Conceição, 14 assists from the youngster. So overall, very good season. Nuno Santos has 25 as well. Overall, very good season.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we've got to be really happy with that
We've started scoring goals and we've won something. So
absolutely. The final season is upon us and we have £52 million in the bank to start spending some money. And we're actually losing a few of our players as well. Nelson Semedo, he is Portuguese. He would not deal with a new contract. However, you can see the signing that I'm there to replace him. In fact, there's two of them. Gonçalo Estevez is one of them from Sporting, bringing him in.
Yeah.
But he is not the best right back that we're signing because we're also signing Diogo Dalot. Now, I don't rate him in real life, but on the game, he's phenomenal. Yeah. We look like we're trying to bring him in right now. We've made an offer of £17.75 million to replace that right back position, whilst Nelson Semedo leaves to go to Hoffenheim. Connor Cody also leaving to Sampdoria. Okay, the final season then, we bring in those two right backs. Gonçalo Estevez being the first signing that we have made there, and the second one, Diogo Dalot, has joined us as well. We did spend £17.75 million. I think that's a bargain, bringing in the calibre of player that he is. I think he's better than Nelson Semedo, and he's a natural on both sides.
The good thing with the signings that you've done as well, they're all young.
Yes.
So if anybody does take over our team for the following 5 seasons, you've got a good chance of keeping the same players.
Yeah, for a very long time, for the next 5 seasons. Remember, patreon.com/Megaluke Gaming. The link is down in the description. If you want to take on this save, you can do. I would ask as well, if you try and stick to the Portuguese rules, that would be great. If not, you don't have to, of course. This is still down to you, but it's on the £5 tier. As soon as this video ends, it will be uploaded.
Or even do it twice. Try and stick to the Portuguese side.
Yeah,
and then do it again.
Compare.
And then do it that way,
Compare. Now, we did sell £26.5 million worth of players last season. We only sold 750 this season, so money wasn't coming in as much, but we're running out of players to sell, really. What we did do, though, is we lost all the goalkeepers that we previously had, so we only had Jose Sa as our main goalkeeper, so trying to find another Portuguese goalkeeper was a task. I actually had bids accepted for 2 or 3, and they rejected us, but I brought this guy in instead, Tabuchal, from Inter Milan, £1.6 million, which I actually think, for the money, he's really good, to be fair. But that's the signings that we have made this season. I think that's all we needed to do. Yeah. We needed to solidify that right back position and make sure that we had at least 2 men there, because we only had Nelson Semedo and Johnny, who obviously isn't Portuguese. There is somebody I'd like to show you, though, and this is his name, Bill Cass.
Right.
He is a regen, 17 years of age, and he is amazing.
Right.
Come through the Youth Academy of Wolves, who have produced some quality players across the years. We've loaned him out to Barnsley to get. We've loaned him out to. I've probably signed Steve Bold.
Bully.
So, we've Bill Cass. Unbelievable player, 17. I would let you get away with him, but he's Portuguese. Yeah. So he's Portuguese in my eyes. So the squad that we've got now is very predominantly Portuguese. The formation we're sticking with is exactly the same. I want to guarantee Renato Sanchez some games there, because I don't think he played as many games as what I hoped last season. 33, but only 28 starts. I think we need to play him as much as we physically can. Yeah. And make sure we guarantee him a position in that centre midfield on attack role. That's his best role. But if you take a look at Nations, it is quite hilarious to see the huge chunk of Portuguese players that we now have in our disposal, and not a lot of other nations there. And none of them, of course, we have signed ourselves. They've all been at the club from the beginning. Now, the schedule. We have started the season incredibly well. 1-0 win against Newcastle. Pedro Neto scored and decided, I'm off at the 64th minute. I think he was on a promise, maybe. 64th minute, he was gone. 3-0 against Barnsley, despite us obviously loaning a player to them. We then stuffed them 3-0. Gelson Martins got himself 2 there. And we beat Tottenham.
No, you didn't.
Pedro Gonçalves, Pedro Neto, and Ruben Neves got the goals. Jack Harrison getting the 2 for you. But it was just a consolation on the 74th minute. We beat you 3-2. Now, our Europa League group. It's a shame we never got to the Champions League. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah. Roma.
Have they still got the
Portuguese manager? They do.
Oh.
So he's going to love us, isn't he?
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to feel right at home coming to our change room after we smashed them. So that's going to be an interesting tie. Utrecht and Aris from Greece is the other team. Not a bad group, I would say, that we should be able to qualify for that quite easily. Yeah. And we've started the season very well, up in 3rd place. Liverpool also haven't lost the game yet, but there's no shock there. Man City actually drew 2 games. So Erling Haaland still called 18, but they've drew 2 games. Right, let's simulate this final season then.
Come on.
In the final season, we finished in 7th place, so we have dropped off ever so slightly. But I think the biggest achievement, Beto scored more than Erling Haaland.
Hey, get in.
So, if anything, we win. 27 to Erling Haaland's 25. He had the most average rating as well, the highest average rating. And Costinçao had the most assists as well.
I think Liverpool won the league every season.
They have. You can see on the right-hand side there, they won all 5 seasons. So, yeah, I would be hating it right now. Man United finishing in 2nd as well. Disappointing for us. Tottenham, by the looks of it, have won the Euro Cup too, because they are now in the EC. And it does look like Newcastle have won the Europa League, despite finishing in 15th. So, fair enough. However, we were also in the Europa League.
Yeah.
How far did we get? We were the runners-up. So we were the team that Newcastle beat in the final, and it was 2-2, and they defeated us on penalties. Oh, that's absolutely devastating. Considering where they finished in the league, that's very annoying. They built a very good team as well.
I want to say another all-English final, but it wasn't really, was it?
No, especially when they've bought players like Rafa, who, if I'm correct, is also Portuguese. Which is quite funny, to be fair. So, Alan Saint-Maxime got himself a brace. Beto got one on the 15th to equalise. Then Alan Saint-Maxime obviously took the lead at 65th. We scored in the 85th with Renato Sanchez. It just wasn't to be.
Yeah, you're going to want to win it then, didn't you?
Yeah, it just wasn't to be. We lost on penalties, unfortunately. They only had one guy who missed, which was Raspadori. We had 2, Vinagre and Sanchez. So, they're getting sold at the end of the season.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Obviously, that would have been our Champions League journey for you guys to take over, but you still get to go in the EC2 next season, potentially win that trophy again, should you wish to take this on. For the final time then, let's take a look at how many goals Beto scored. 49 in 52 games, 3 games coming off the bench with 9 assists. 20 from Pedro Gonçalves, 15 Ruben Neves, 10 Costinçao and Neto.
That's what you need.
Yeah, and Costinçao got 22 assists. Very good then. What is the task for the next 5 seasons for the Patreon members?
I'm not going to make it hard, because it is hard sticking with the Portuguese players. But break into the top 4.
Yeah.
That's the task.
Get us Champions League football.
Get us Champions League football. See if you can do that. That'd be great. Yeah,
you got 5 seasons to get us Champions League football. If you get any other trophies, it's a bonus. I would say domestically would be a bit more of a bonus, because we've done well in Europe.
What cup do I always want to win?
Yeah, the FA Cup.
FA Cup, yeah. So if you can win with the FA Cup, that's even better.
With an all-Portuguese 11. Yeah. That would be even funnier. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Really do appreciate it. Make sure you're putting all your suggestions down in the comment section still. None of this Braintree or whatever. Give us some realistic targets to actually hit. And obviously, Patreon members, you check out the Patreon for not only the polls, but of course to get yourself the save game file and have a little go yourself, should you wish to, on the £5 tier. Really do appreciate everybody who's been signed up to the Patreon recently. Helps keep me doing this as a full-time content creator. And of course, we'll see you next week with Stuttgart in Germany. Recently relegated Stuttgart. But they do have a Portuguese player, Thiago Tomás. So we'll keep the link going.
Yeah, we'll go that way.
And make sure, of course, you check out the top of the description for the Yours app. Make sure you download that and check them out. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.